Welcome, everyone. We're going to begin into open session. 6:06, and we do not have any action to report from closed session. So we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hand over your heart. Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And with that, we'll go into the enrollment report. Yes. We have 13,495 total UT K through 8th grade students. Early learning department has 286 for a total of 13,781, which is a 312 student gain from the last board report. And out of those, we have 684 homeless and 220 foster students. Thank you very much. Next, we have presentations, requests, proposals, and reports. The 2024-25 unaudited actuals, 2025-26 budget update. Maria Isabel Corey, Executive Director of Fiscal Services.
Good afternoon. I'm here to present the 2024-25 unaudited actuals for the Lancaster School District. And we'll go over first on the restricted bucket. It is in millions. The revenue that the district received in the fiscal year 24-25 is $217.70 million. Out of that, local control funding formula, LCFF, $201.47 million, which is the biggest out of all. And then we have the state, $6.52 million, and the local, $9.71 million. Then we have other financing sources, such as transfer out, $4.1 million, which is for Fund 40, Fund 14, and Fund 49. Then we have the contributions to the restricted. The contributions to the restricted from the unrestricted were $32.39 million. Can I ask the board if all of you have the presentation? You guys do? Okay. All right. Perfect. And then we have the expenditures, unrestricted, also in millions, is $198.67 million. Out of that, salaries and benefits on the unrestricted bucket were $159.26 million. Which equates to 81% out of the unrestricted expenditures. We have also supplies and services, which are the 4s and 5,000s, $34.64 million. The capital outlay, which is the 6,000s equipment, $7.28 million. And the other outgo, it's $2.51 million, which is the indirect cost. Indirect cost is charged to run other programs such as Title I, Title II, and other programs. Then we're going to go to the restricted. It's as well in millions. The revenues are $75.12 million. Out of that, the federal is $20.07 million, state $31.68 million, and local $23.37 million. As you can see, the state now, it's bigger than the federal. And that's because there's no one-time funds anymore. So the state, it has the ELOP, which the district is awarded with $24 million every year, and also has the community service grant, which is $6 million for the next 3 years. Then we have the contributions from the unrestricted is $32.39 million. So I'm going to go back to the unrestricted, see where it says contributions to restricted. minus 32.39. Okay, so it equals restricted right here, 32.39. Then we have the expenditures on the restricted bucket as well in $1 million, $115.52 million. Out of that, salaries and benefits were $70.47 million, which is equivalent to 61% of the expenditures, the restricted expenditures. We also have the supplies and services, which are the 4s and 5,000s, $34.41 million. We have the capital outlay, which is equipment, the 6,000s, $4.57 million. And the other outgo, which is $6.07 million. The other outgo on the restricted is the indirect cost coming from the unrestricted plus the excess cost. The excess cost is a payment that we do to other districts for running special ed for students that are in their district. So we pay indirect excess cost to PAMDEL. Okay, so now the supplies for the whole district, restricted and unrestricted, add up to $68,807,040.85. And I would like to go over with you on what is it that we liquidated or what activities we have. So the purchase orders on the first column is 933, and we liquidated those purchase orders to pay for after-school fun activities for ELOP, which is $10.6 million. Then we have 41 purchase orders, which were for field trips to Disney Imagination Campus and Discovery Cube, $519,000. Then 39 purchase orders for field trips to LA Zoo, California Science Center, Aquarium of the Pacific, $54,000. 123 POs for Welcome Our Families and Students. This is for Welcome and Wellness Center, $600,000. 291 purchase orders for family and community activities, $856,000. 244 for the arts and music, $1.4 million. 48 purchase orders for library books, $211,000. 553 purchase orders for routine maintenance, $1.8 million. 138 for medical and health. This one also is including some expenditures for special ed, $9.86 million. 1,211 purchase orders for special education, including transportation, and that's 2.97. And then we have 207 purchase orders for increasing safety and attendance, $1.7 million. 563 purchase orders for enhanced student support, $4 million. 5,972 purchase orders for the whole district, all the sites and departments for supplies and services for the 4,000s, $20,704,758.51. 251 purchase orders for technology licensing softwares, and we paid $4.2 million. 105 purchase order for student transportation, and we paid $9.06 million. So the total is $68,807,040.85. This has the restricted and unrestricted. And I want to share some pictures with you. So as you can see, we have the field trips, we have some clubs for ELO, and we have music, and we have the zoo and the aquarium, and more activities. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. The expenditure per student.
Maria, can I ask you a question?
Please.
Going back to the expenditure. You have 105 student transportation for over $9 million. And yet we have 1,211 special ed, including transportation. Are we paying them more than $11 million?
Thank you for asking that. The transportation that you see with 105 purchase orders are some field trips transportation, some transportation that was owed since the beginning of the year, because AVSTA owed us some money over million. We stopped paying them. And I was instructed to don't pay until you have green light. Then Dr. Freeze told me, okay, now you can go ahead and pay. So we paid $5 million. But on the good note, we received back $3.8 million already.
Received that back from ABSTA.
Any other questions so far? All right, so the pictures. And now, okay, so this one is beautiful. This is the expenditure per student. And why I went back to 2021 is because that's when we started with COVID. And at that time, the gray is federal and the blue is state and local. So the federal, we started spending $2,278 on each student and $12,316 on each student on state and local. And then we received the one-time funding, which we couldn't spend all because the students were not in school, right? So we have to go and buy a lot of technology and softwares so they can learn on the distance. And so we spent on the federal $3,891 per student, and we spent $13,114 on the state and local per student. So you can see that we got one-time funding and we started spending as much as we can because the students were not in school yet. Now, 22-23, that's when we started accommodating all the programs and buying everything for them. The federal still on over $3,000 per student, and the state, we were not able to spend it because they were not in classrooms, $12,536. 23-24 comes, boom, all the students are coming back to school. And so our ADA goes up, we can implement all these clubs for ELO and start spending and liquidating the state and the local funding, which is ELOP and all the federal and all that. So the federal goes down to 2,884 because in September 30th, 2024, we liquidated all federal funding. The ESSER, the $103 million that we received one-time funds, they had to be liquidated. So now we're shrinking the federal, but the state went all the way up. Why did the state went all the way up? Because ELOP allowed us to liquidate 2 years while spending 1 extra year. So we were able to spend $18,673 on each student. Now, 24-25, we're going back to normal. Going back to normal is never going to mean anymore the state will go to 12,319. Why? Because ELOP is an ongoing funding. So now we have ELOP, which is $24 million every year for those programs. So we can spend $17,643 per student. And on the federal now is going back to normal, which is only the categorical ones, 1,195. So as you can see, this graph is actually shows you exactly what happened with our ADA, what happened with our dollars, and how much we spend on each student. Any questions on this one? All right, this is my second favorite one. The fund balance, everything is $1 million. So we start July 1st, 2024, with a beginning balance unrestricted of $73.53 million, and on the restricted bucket, $90.36 million. So our combined beginning balance for July 1st, 2024 was $163.89 million. Then we account for the revenues received on 24-25. We receive on the unrestricted $217.70 million. On the restricted, we received $75.12 million. Our total revenues received for 24-25 were $292.82 million. But we have to always account for the beginning fund balance. So the total available funds for the unrestricted is $291.24 million. And on the restricted, $165.48, giving us a combined total available funds for the 24-25 of $456.72 million. That is the size of the district budget. Then we go back to the expenditures that I went over with you. On the unrestricted, $198.68 million were the expenditures. On the restricted, $115.52 million. The transfers to restricted or contributions, you add the expenditure to the unrestricted and you subtract the expenditure to the restricted because it's a contribution. So it's $32.40 million on the unrestricted, and the restricted is a minus $32.40 million, which equates to 0. And then we have a capital project transfers for $4.1 million. The total expenditures and transfers for the unrestricted bucket was $235.18 million. And on the restricted, $83.12 million. Our total expenditures and transfers for the 24-25 fiscal year were $318.30 million. Now, the ending fund balance as of June 30th, 2025 for the unrestricted, which is the result of 291.24 minus 235.18 is $56.06 million. And on the restricted side, it's $165.48 million minus 83.12 leaves us with $82.35 million. Our new ending fund balance as of June 30th, 2025 is $138.41 million, which is a deduction of $25.48 million from the beginning fund balance at the beginning of the year. The reason why is because we're liquidating, still liquidating, okay? And you guys will see this liquidation of funds because ELO is 2 years behind. So they're extending the liquidation time every year, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. Okay, so we liquidate this year, we can spend up to $50 million in ELOP, which we're not spending it because we can't, but we carry over that ending fund balance. Okay, that's restricted. So now the components of the ending fund balance on the unrestricted bucket, the prepaid items, it's $400,000, which was curriculum. We have to pay it before we close the books, so the students can come at the beginning of the year and have their curriculum. And then we have the revolving cash, which is 15,000 and some change. So the system put it as a 0.20. And the commitments, which is $38.92 million, which were borrowed previously. And then we have the reserve for economic uncertainties of $16.72 million after everything. Please keep in mind that the balance remaining still $56.06 million. Now, the restricted side is $82.35 million, and I want to go over with you on what are the components as well. The components of the restricted fund balances are right there. It's the first one, as you can see, is $31.8 million. That's the ELOP. That means that we are carrying over that balance, that we did not spend $31 million. Then we have, I'm just going to go to the big ones. So you have the community grant. We have $7.6 million. You have the mental health related services, which is for ECE, is $4.4 million. And then you have the arts and music, Prop 28. It allows us to carry it over, $3.8 million. The LCFF equity multiplier, $7.4 million. And one of the big ones also is the other restricted local, that's taxes, and that's also medical. So the total amount, it's $82,354,706.39. So let's go back, and it says right there, 82.35. Okay? Any questions, please? Question?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I would really like the church to based all the programs that we're and services we're providing for the kids.
It reminds us that we not only do numbers, we're here for the students, and I love it. My department too, I show it to everybody, was like, oh my God, Maria. And I said, this is why we're here. Don't see just a just sort of see a kid smiling because they're going to the field trips. Okay, so we're trying to, yeah, make sense. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Very well explained and is very clear. Yeah, thank you so much. Next, we'll go to item 11, individual action items. Option of resolution 2025-26, board compensation for this meeting for Pamela Starlson on August 19th, 2025. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
By second by Mr. Wynn. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item 12, individual action items, business. Approval of amendment number 1 to agreement for EE2A consulting services with dynamic planning and science for the Sunnydale Elementary School modernization and new construction project. We have a motion. By Mr. Wins, by Mr. Giles. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item B, approval of amendment number 3, agreement for architectural services with SVA Architects for Sunnydale Elementary School modernization and new construction project. We have a motion. So moved. Mr. Wayne. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Item C, adoption of resolution number 2025-26, authorization for interfund transfers. Do we have a motion? Second. By Mr. Wayne, second by Mr. Giles. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item D, adoption of resolution 2025-26, designating certain general funds as committed fund balance. I'll move. By Mr. Giles. By Mr. Wayne. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. So we have item E, adoption of resolution number 2025-26-12, authorization for interfund transfers. Do we have a motion? Second. Mr. Wynn, second by Mr. Giles. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item 13, individual action items, educational services. Approval of overnight study trip to Poly Institute Outdoor. Do we have a motion? By Mr. Wynn. Any discussion?
This is Desert View, and they're taking sixth graders. They didn't have as many kids go last year, so they have credits to use. So they wanted to make sure they didn't lose the credit. Running spring. Had a great time last year. Got a lot of fun. So, they're all very excited.
There's,
Oh,
nice.
They're still doing these steady trips. The kids really enjoy them. With that, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item 14, individual action items, human resources. 14A, approval of Assistant Principal Gilbert Saldivar. We have a motion. Motion by Mr. Nguyen, second by Mr. Giles. Any discussion?
All right, so Mr. Saldivar has over 30 years of experience in education and has held the following positions: instructional aide, athletic trainer, coach advisor, club advisor, career and technical education teacher, math teacher, and then finally administrator. But he still works as an athletic trainer on the occasional weekend and during the summer. Gilbert earned his bachelor's and math credential from San Diego State University and his master's in educational leadership from Cal State Los Angeles. He holds a career in technical education credential in health science, medical technology, as a board certified athletic trainer and certified CPR, first aid, and first responder instructor. He's been married to his amazing and beautiful wife, Laura, for 16 years, and they have 3 children, Matthew, Michael, and Maria. They're actively involved in athletics and attend all events as a family. And lastly, along with the sporting events, Gilbert enjoys home time with his family, working out, hiking, and day trips to interesting local places. He's here with us tonight in the audience.
With that, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I'm not opposed.
I'm sorry. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Welcome. Next, we have approval of provisional internship permit for 2025-26 school year. Jessica Minor, multiple subject, Desert View. Damian Ramos, mid to moderate school support needs, Mariposa. Roberto Reynoso, physical education, various sites. Caitlin Williamson, mid to moderate support needs, Discovery. We have a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Giles, second by Mr. Nguyen. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried 3-0. Next, we have addressing the board. Individuals who wish to address the board may complete a speaker card and present it and any supporting documents to the superintendent's assistant or other district official prior to the start of the meeting. Personal information such as a student, parent, guardian's name, address, phone number, date of birth, email address, or other directory information as defined in Ed Code 49061 be excluded from the minutes of the meeting by submitting a written request to the superintendent. Board president shall recognize individuals who wish to speak. Individuals wishing to present testimony to the board concerning specific items on the agenda may do so once that item has been moved, seconded, and is on the floor for discussion. Time limits of 3 minutes per person and 20 minutes per item shall be allowed, according to board bylaws 9322. Board members may ask questions for clarification purposes, however, no action may be taken and no discussion may take place on an item not on the posted agenda for the Brown Act. We have any comments from TA? CSCA? No.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope everybody had a nice long weekend and a summer also, good summer. We've gotten off to a pretty smooth start of the school year, but I have had a couple of concerns coming from teachers, mainly due to lack of materials, which I know that we're working on, but I know the teachers would appreciate me saying that tonight and working on getting them handled. The other thing that I wanted to just kind of give you a heads up about is I am putting out an inclusion survey because I have gotten many concerns just all around inclusion and how we can sort of maybe streamline that and make it a better process for everyone. The survey will close next Friday, and I will happily share those results with district office personnel as well as any board members that are interested. So, anyways, that's all I've got. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gina. Next, do we have comments from the audience?
So we have 4 comments from the audience. First speaker, Laura Figueroa.
Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Laura Figueroa. I'm a child nutrition worker for one. I am here to respectfully request your urgent attention and support for our classified employees of the Lancaster School District, whose wages continue to fall short of a livable standard. As you know, classified employees, including custodians, instructional aides, clerical staff, food service workers, paraprofessionals, and others are the backbone of our schools, contributing daily to a safe, clean, and supportive learning environment. It is disheartening to witness a growing disparity between the treatment of management and that of our classified staff. The recent promotion and salary increases awarded to district management have not gone unnoticed. While we understand the importance of leadership, it is difficult to justify such financial decisions when so many of our essential workers are struggling to cover basically expenses. The rising cost of living in our area, especially in housing, transportation, and healthcare, continues to overpace the current wage offered by employees. Many are forced to take on second jobs or rely on public assistance to make ends meet. Conditions that are neither sustainable nor reflective of the dedication and value they bring to our schools. We urge the board to prioritize wage equality and approve a compensation plan that ensures livable wages for all classified staff. Fair pay will improve employee retention, morale, and performance, ultimately benefiting the students and families we serve. We appreciate your service to our district and your consideration of this pressing issue. We look forward to working collaboratively towards a more equitable and supportive environment to all Lancaster School District employees. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our next speaker, Christian Tillman.
Hello, my name is Christian Tillman. I'm a licensed vocation nurse at Lancaster School District. I'm here to express my ongoing concerns shared by many classified employees across Lancaster School District regarding the noticeable expansion of central office departments, and particularly in personnel and administrative services. while our school sites continue to operate without adequate support. Over the past few years, we have observed a steady growth in district level staffing and internal restructuring that seems to benefit central administration far more than school-based operations. While investing in the infrastructure and management can be valuable, a disproportionate growth in these departments stand in stark contrast to the stagnant or even declining levels of direct support staff at our sites. Classified employees at the school's level are being asked to do more with less. Job descriptions are continuing to expand, adding new duties, increased responsibility, and higher expectations. Staffing levels remain flat, and compensations have not kept pace with the added workload. Many employees are covering multiple roles, often without proper training, resources, or organization. This model is unsustainable and leads to burnout, high turnover, and growing sense of discouragement among frontline staff. This is frustrating and disheartening to see the new district office positions created and upgraded, while our school remained unstaffed and unsupported. The unbalance ultimately affects the quality of service to our students and undermines the mission of our district. We urge the board to take the following actions: reevaluate the district level staffing priorities and ensure that growth at the administrative level does not come at the expense of the district level support. 2, conduct a full review of classified job descriptions and workload with a commitment to adjusting staffing ratios and compensation accordingly. 3, include classified employees' input and decision-making processes that impacts day-to-day responsibilities and working conditions. Classified staff are the foundation of our schools. We are committed to serving our students and supporting our teachers. We cannot carry this ever-growing burden without adequate support and fair treatment. Thank you for your time and continued service at Lancaster School District. We hope to work hand in hand towards a solution that brings balance, respect, and fairness to all employees. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Raquel Derfler.
Good evening. My name is Raquel Derfler. I'm the campaign coordinator of Cancel the Contract. I'm here this evening to discuss the suspension rates that are occurring in the Lancaster Elementary School District. When we're talking about these suspensions rate, we're actually talking about children, where suspension is supposed to be the last means of correction, not the first. We have heard stories from community that students as young as second graders have been suspended. So every school in your district suspends more Black students than they should, given the Black students portion of the student population. If you're a Black student with a disability, you fare even worse. On average, the district suspends 4 to 6 times more Black students in special education than expected. In the 2023-2024 school year, the district gave out a total of 571 suspensions. 378 of those suspensions were given to 183 Black students with disabilities. I'd also like to remind the board that state law prohibits suspension for using the reason of willful defiance. So schools have suspended students for minor behaviors like talking back or forgetting homework under the guise of that being willful defiance. Schools suspend more students of color and students with disabilities more often for defiance or disruption. California has permanently banned expulsions of students in grades K through 12 for defiance or disruption, and suspensions of students in grades K through 5 for defiance or disruption. I hope that you take a look at these numbers and look and see what's happening at your school site and really make sure that these students are having an inclusive and supportive environment according to your little thing here, your agenda. The Lancaster School District is committed to providing safe, inclusive learning spaces where the whole child is educated, nurtured, and inspired. Thank you.
Our last speaker, I believe it's William Mills.
Good evening. My name is William Mills. I am a supervision aide. Members of the school board, I am here to express deep concern on behalf of the classified employees of the Lancaster School District, who continue to face financial hardship due to stagnant wages and an outdated salary structure that no longer reflects the realities of our economy or our cost of living. Classified employees are essential to the daily operation and success of our schools. They are often the first to arrive and the last to leave, supporting our students with care, consistency, and professionalism. Despite this, many are still earning wages that fall below what is necessary to live and support a family in our country. We are particularly troubled that while classified employees continue to wait for fair compensation, the district has recently approved promotion and salary increases for management. While we understand the need for strong leadership, it is difficult to justify these increases when frontline workers, many of whom are barely earning above minimum wage, are left behind. Furthermore, the district's current salary schedule has not meaningfully adjusted to reflect the multiple increases in California state and Los Angeles County minimum wages in recent years. This has effectively compressed the salary scale, leaving longtime employees earning nearly the same as new hires, undermining both the employee morale and the value of experience and loyalty. We respectfully urge the board to, 1, ensure all classified employees receive livable wages that reflect the current cost of living in our community. 2, review and revise the classified salary scale to address the impact of minimum wage increases and restore fair wage progression. 3, prioritize compensation equity across all employee groups, ensuring that those who support our schools daily are not continually overlooked. Now is the time to demonstrate that Lancaster School District truly values every employee who contributes to the success of our schools. We ask that you take action to correct these inequities and invest in the people who make our schools run. Thank you for your attention on this urgent matter. We look forward to your leadership and a positive response.
Thank you for all your input. Next, we have item 16, consent agenda item superintendent. Items 16A to 16G. We have a motion.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Nguyen, second by Mr. Giles. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item 17, consent agenda items, business items 17A, 17O, 17G, full meeting. Have a motion.
Moved.
By Mr. Giles, second by Mr. Nguyen. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried 3-0. Next, we have item 18. Consent agenda items, educational services. We have a motion.
Moved. Second.
By Mr. Nguyen. Mr. Giles. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Next, we have item 19, consent agenda items, human resources services, items 19A, 19
So moved.
by Mr. Giles. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. So we have item 20, consent agenda items, services, item 28. Motion.
I'll happily make that motion.
I'll happily second that.
Motion by Mr. Nguyen, second by Mr. Giles. Any discussion? Favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. So we have item 21, legislative and policy discussion. Any comments on any of the legislation? Brings us to our comments from the board and superintendent. And we will start with Mr. Nguyen.
Well, hope everyone had a great Labor Day holiday. Thank you for the CSEA group that came in and presented their labor information to us. We will take a look at that. Well, I will. I'm sure the rest of the board will. We have had some promotions lately. And even the board took a 5% pay raise, which amounted to $5.42 a month. That's our take on it all. We do get 5%, but it's not much. For everyone, the good news is that we had a 321 person student increase from last board meeting. That's outstanding. That is outstanding. I was at a meeting the other day with all the Antelope Valley school boards, and every other district except for Hughes and Elizabeth Lake is suffering student enrollment. So it is so nice to see that Lancaster School District, because of their employees, because of the people that work here, teachers, CSE, I call them the umbrella squad because the daytime it gets so hot. I see the parents out with their umbrellas, trying to keep out of the sun. And I know that's got to be hot out there. Some even use the stop signs to cover their heads. So, thank you very much. Thank you to all the district personnel. I hope the 4-day work week or 4-day vacation was good. I hope everyone had a chance to enjoy themselves. I hope our new employee had a chance to go hiking or camping or just having a good time. Thank you, and we appreciate that.
Thank you. Well, thank you guys all for being here. Thank you, Maria, for the budget update. Really good. Congratulations, Mr. Salvador, for your, glad to have you. Thanks to Tal for your update, and I appreciate all the comments from the CSEA. Always good to hear from them, and now we can look at it, and we appreciate that. And with that, kids are excited to be back in school, and my
It's excited to have that. Good time.
Thank you. Becky.
Dr. Mary would like to, but I just would like to say that thanks to all the staff for the strong start to the school year and last week. So shade work goes into those and how it was students involvement.
Thank you very much. And yeah, great board meeting, everyone. Hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend and we're able to enjoy some of the final parts of the summer. Thank you for all the updated information tonight. Gina, you can make sure that we get any information on lack of materials, so we can definitely look into that. Really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to the inclusion survey. Well, classified, thank you for a lot of you speaking up. And I know it's an issue that we are looking at. I know, like some of you mentioned, because they've raised the minimum wage, it has created a difficult situation where people that were making a lot above minimum wage are now not making that much. And so we have to look at how can we enhance their salaries to make it equitable for those higher positions. And so hopefully we can look as a district at the other districts neighboring and maybe compare salaries, and also maybe look at some of the job descriptions and make sure that they're comparable with other districts, and maybe not too all encompassing, I think is what we heard. So make sure that they're specific in what the job duties are. Thank you for that input. Our management will definitely look into that. And I know we are in negotiations, so we appreciate all the input you guys have for that. And we know how vital your positions are for our schools and for students, for teachers, for parents. And we really appreciate all your hard work. So we definitely will look into all the issues that you brought up. So, also, thank you for the input on the suspension rates. I know we are looking at suspension rates closely every year. So it is our goal for those to go down and to make sure that we're servicing all the different needs of different students in our district. So thank you for bringing that to our attention as well. Everyone has a great evening. And thank you, Maria, also for our update financial. Really appreciate it. Have a great evening, everybody. Yeah, we will the board meeting. O'clock. Motion. Keith Giles, second by Mr. Wynn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Have a good night, everybody.